like the feminine side of you loves to come together in community and celebration in a very specific way, like ceremony and ritual is very important to your feminine side. And you might even be like that aspect of you, that side of you, you may even lead others in ceremony and in ritual. It's moving from one phase of development to another. Your feminine aspect really loves to mark those phases and to celebrate and ritualize those phases because you are deep, emotionally deep, extremely intuitive. You love the mystery of life, and your feminine aspect is in direct connection to the persona that you show to the world. Hey Taurus, welcome to your Jungian tarot reading for June 2021. We're going to do something a little bit different this time. This is a Jungian tarot reading. We'll take a look at your persona, the you that you present to the world, how the world perceives you. We'll take a look at your shadow aspect. We'll take a look at your anima, your feminine aspect, your animus, your masculine aspect, and we'll also take a look at your self, your true self, what you truly desire. So if that interests you, stick around and let's sync up. I have been shuffling your cards off camera so we can get started. I'm going to split the deck 3 ways. This is your persona. This is you that you present to the world and how the world perceives you. Ooh, the moon. Oh, this is beautiful. I love this. You may come off as a bit of a mystery to the world, deep, very deep in terms of emotions and intuition. The world sees you as quite intuitive, quite receptive, and again, a little bit mysterious. This is how you present to the world. All right, let's look at your shadow. Ooh, 10 of Wands in reverse. You carry a heavy load. You're able to handle quite a burden in terms of your energy. Your capacity to hold energy is great. And yet it's also sort of your downfall. Your inability to let go of the burden, your need to let go of the burden, but it's almost like you can't quite let go of the burden. I know Taurians have a difficult time letting go of people, letting go of things. Like you're very dedicated, you're very loyal, you're very committed. And letting go is sometimes a bit of a challenge. And also your capacity to carry a heavy load, you're a bull, right, is quite great. And so you might be the first one that's like, I can do that, right? I'll take that on. I can totally handle that. And then all of a sudden you have a giant load. You're carrying a giant burden. So this is sort of your shadow aspect. It's the flip side of the same coin, your capacity to carry a burden is quite great. You can hold quite a lot. You can contain quite a lot. And then at the same time, letting go of what is not yours, what is not useful to you, or even just evolving beyond something. In order to do that, letting go is critical, is a challenge. Okay, I see that quite clear. Your anima, your feminine aspect. Ooh, 4 of Wands. This is gorgeous. Your feminine aspect is one in which it loves, like the feminine side of you loves to come together in community and celebration in a very specific way, like ceremony and ritual is very important to your feminine side. And you might even be like that aspect of you, that side of you, you may even lead others in ceremony and in ritual. It's moving from one phase of development to another. Your feminine aspect really loves to mark those phases and to celebrate and ritualize those phases because you are deep, emotionally deep, extremely intuitive. You love the mystery of life. And your feminine aspect is in direct direct connection to the persona that you show to the world. Let me get rid of this notification. The two work quite well together, which I love to see. Let me show you. The moon and the Four of Wands. Ritualizing, celebrating, creating ceremony around the mysteries of life, around different phases of development. For example, passing from pre-teen to teen, like entering into your menarche would be a cause for celebration, would be a cause for a ritual. Really concretizing the spiritual aspect of your life and yourself inside of ritual and ceremony. There's something about your feminine aspect that is really adept at that and longs for that and creates that inside of your life, or in holds space for others to do that as well. Excuse me, sorry. My nose is really itchy right now, and I'm looking at my box of Kleenex. It's right there, but I don't want to go get it because I'm wearing my pajama bottoms. I don't want you to see them. So let's move on. I'll just deal with an itchy nose. Animus, your masculine side. Ace of Wands in reverse. We have Four of Wands that came out. The suit of Wands came out for your feminine. The suit of Wands came out for your masculine. So that's something to take note of. This has to do with, the Wands also came out for your shadow. So we have Wands across the board. This has to do, the suit of Wands has to do with your libido, your life force energy. The whole suit of the Wands is about a progression of learning how to use your energy wisely, really learning how to own your energy and use it in such a powerful way by the time you get to the 10 of Wands. It does seem to be, because the 10 of Wands is in the reverse for your shadow aspect, it does seem to be a bit of a challenge for you to, when you get to the end of that progression, to learn how to just let it go, to release it. Releasing the energy is a bit of a challenge because it showed up in your shadow. Now for your animus, we have the Ace of Wands in reverse. There's something here about like a challenge around, again, so we have a challenge around releasing the energy. We also have a bit of a restriction or a constraint around the spark, the initial spark of energy. Oh, sorry. Ace of Wands in reverse. This is a new beginning. Creative impulse, the spark, the first spark, initiation. So the masculine aspect of yourself may be challenged a bit by initiating something energetically, particularly where it comes to the start of things, new beginnings. Because there does seem to be a bit of a stopper on that energy, on that passion, like a little bit of a restraint. You know, Taurians are very fixed. They're fixed signs, first of all. And so they are an extremely stable sign. They like stability. And what does this represent? The Ace of Wands upright. Instability. It's like this energy, we don't know where it's going to go. We don't know if it's going to be contained, and it probably won't be contained. Look at this energy. That is not containable energy, and that might make Taurians, I'm about to say us because I'm a Taurus as well, a little bit uncomfortable. So there is some work here where it comes to our masculine sides in terms of allowing that spark to just, initiate. And there's also a challenge where it comes to our shadow in releasing that energy once it's come to its fullest expression. And then there's a challenge around the release of the energy in its fullest expression. Okay, let's look at yourself. Your true self, what you truly want. Shaman of Swords. Fuck yes. Oh, this is a gorgeous card. So for our sign, we're ruled by the throat chakra, right? And many Taurians are beautiful singers, very articulate, able to communicate very effectively. Communication, words, verbal expression is a strong suit of ours, right? Our true self What we truly want is to communicate from these higher levels of consciousness, this higher plane of consciousness. Look how this kite has climbed this ladder, is sitting at the top of the ladder and can see everything. You know, this perspective, this elevated perspective, communicating from an elevated perspective. The Shaman of Wands is often perceived as an advocate for those who can't speak. See how this extremely powerful, I don't know, what is it? It's like a stream of energy is emanating from her mouth. There's something about very, like, your power resides in your ability to open up the throat chakra. I almost said heart chakra. That might be true too. And use your voice to advocate or to communicate in such a powerful way. That is your strength, and that is your beauty. Wow. Okay, well, let's dig in, Taurus. I'm going to take a look a little bit more closely at all of these cards that are on the table, really. I want to look at your persona. Remember, we had the moon that came up for how you show yourself to the world and how the world perceives you. Deep, emotionally deep. A little bit mysterious, and there's like a sexiness around the mystery too, like, ooh, that's very enticing. Like, what's that about? What are you about? Very compelling. I think you're able to go really deep with people and with your own psyche, inside of your own psyche, and find your way out of the labyrinthine. You don't get lost. You're able, you're willing, you have the courage to enter the labyrinth. And as you do so, as you find your way through the labyrinth, you glean information that others simply don't have the capacity, the ability, the willingness, the courage to glean. And that makes you very, not only courageous, but like deep, emotionally deep. And it gives you, information that is special and unique, and not very many people have. Not very many people are even interested in that. Tell me more about Taurus's persona, how the world perceives Taurus, and what they are showing to the world. I'm going to work with the Gilded Tarot on this. I love this feminine aspect in relation to the moon. Whoa. Look at that. The devil came out, Taurus, for how the world perceives you and what you're showing to the world. Taurus, here's what I'm getting from this. The devil is Pan, right? Pan represents all of those incarnate pleasures, those sensorial luxuries and pleasures that Tauruses are very well known for loving and incorporating into their lives. We're talking about sex. We're talking about, and it's sort of there's a dark side to it. We're talking about sex. We're talking about, you probably go pretty deep with your sex life. Like, having sex with you is probably a pretty deep and dark experience. And I don't mean like, I'm not talking, when I say dark, I just sort of mean rich and mysterious. It just feels deep and dark. But also beyond sex, it is, having a really good time, food, good drink, all of those indulgences, those physical indulgences that, we're kind of taught to keep in moderation. You might have a tendency, and the world may perceive you to be slightly indulgent or overindulgent. The devil sometimes represents addiction or obsession and indulgence. It's like a tie. It's like a tie to it's a tie that's difficult to loosen. Okay, that's so fascinating. This is what you show the world and how the world perceives you. We have the moon and the devil. Fuck. 2 major arcanas. That's pretty intense. We'll see if we can build upon that with the story that is being told here with the tarot. There may be more information there around the moon and the devil for your persona, but let's look into your anima. Remember, we got the 4 of Wands. I'm starting to feel like, Taurus, for those of you who are watching this, you either have this talent, this skill that is emerging or could emerge or is quite active at this time. I'm getting this sense of like a high priestess energy, like somebody who is very intuitive, psychic, not afraid of the dark side, works with energy in a special or different, unique way, and has the capacity, if you're not already doing this, in leading others in ceremony and ritual around the different life transitions. Okay? 4 of Wands, that's your anima. Tell me more about this for Taurus, please. Oh, here we go. 9 of Pentacles. Are you single? Are you independent? If you're not currently single, if you're in a relationship, you have this strong, wild, independent streak. Like you are your own boss. You make things happen for yourself. This is such a strong quality that your feminine aspect is bringing forward and representing. Like you make it happen for yourself. Look at all those pentacles around her. And you enjoy that. You enjoy what you're able to build and cultivate. You enjoy the abundance. There's satisfaction here. This is the independent lady card. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're not involved in a relationship. It just means that that is a core characteristic directly tied to your feminine side here. And tied to this drive. This almost feels like work that you might do. How you bring your feminine side into the world, into community with others. You're able to connect and create community and lead community, and yet you're also able to act in a very singular fashion, a very independent fashion or independent way. And it is this independence that you embody that allows you to cultivate this level of abundance. It's gorgeous, Taurus. Tell me more about the shadow. Remember, this is like a difficulty in releasing. Sorry, I'm trying to pick this up off the table. The pinnacle of this energetic expression. It's like once you've cultivated the energy and carried the burden, or not, maybe I meant to say that, carried the energy. Once you've carried this great energy through the expression of the suit from the ace to the 10, it's a challenge for you to allow it to release. Tell me, actually, let me use a different deck. Tell me more about the 10 of Wands in reverse. It speaks to your capacity to carry a heavy load. But you know, as a Taurus, in carrying that heavy load, you become very dedicated to it, right? Very attached to it. That might be the devil. The devil may be speaking to this attachment because the devil is a shadow, right? The shadow side. And so you might have a tendency to become very attached to your pains, to what pains you know, your past experiences, whether they be painful or positive, but in this respect, I'm feeling painful. Your attachment to pain is difficult to release. Interesting. 10 of Wands in reverse. Tell me more about the shadow aspect for Taurus. Taurus, if this reading is resonating with you, please hit the like button and also consider subscribing to my channel. I do all kinds of readings throughout the month. I like to switch it up. So if you subscribe and hit the bell, you will get notified when those readings become available. more about the shadow side. I also want to let you know that I am giving away a free 30-minute personal tarot reading in June. I'm drawing names on June 20th. If you're interested in that, leave your name or leave a comment below in the comments, and I'm pulling names from the comments, and I'll put your name in the hat. Okay, sorry, got a little distracted. 5 of Cups. Tell me more about this shadow. Fuck yes, this is exactly what I'm telling you. And the world sees it. The world sees it. They understand that about you in some way. Your attachments are great, particularly to your emotional pain, to your losses and your disappointments. It's difficult to release, isn't it? This is your shadow side. And the world sees that about you, that you carry. There's a sorrow that you carry. Taurus. Tell me more about the animus, the Ace of Wands in reverse. Tell me more about this animus. This is sort of, again, a difficulty or a challenge around that energy that begins, like new life, that spark, that initiation of energy. Initiating, maybe a bit of a challenge. New beginnings, maybe a bit of a challenge. Oh, King of Wands in reverse. How appropriate is that? Look at this. My dear Taurus, you are the king. Accept it. I feel like there's a lack of acceptance around the fact that you have this innate power, this energy that creates worlds belongs to you, and yet there is a denial of that creative life force, libido. This energy creates worlds, creates human beings. Look how this baby is popping out of this egg. It's the ultimate creative energy. And yet your masculine side is tamping that down. Whoa, there's a great deal of energy here for you to harness. If you were to open your arms and accept it, or come to a place of acceptance around this power. And it has to do like something with your masculine side here. King of Wands in reverse. The King of Wands upright is, I'm going to say like the energetic archetypal witch or wizard. They absolutely know how to use their energy to manifest. They've gotten to the end of the suit, right? Like they've worked their way through all of the understanding that comes with knowing how energy works, how to use your energy, how to contain your energy, how to generate, how to cultivate, how to distribute your energy. They are the king, right? This one is in reverse for you on your masculine side. There's something about acceptance here where it comes to this use of energy. It probably is directly tied to your shadow and the inability to release or to carry such a heavy energetic burden or toll. The world sees it. When people get to know you or meet you, they see it. They see that you carry this burden. It's some sort of loss. Let's look into the Shaman of Swords. Ooh. We got a lot of cards that flipped up, and I'm not sure if this is for the loss that I was just speaking of or the Shaman of Swords. Let's see. Let's just read them and make the connections. Here we have the Five of Pentacles. Okay, we have the Five of Cups. I was looking directly at the Five of Cups when these cards fell out. We have the Five of Pentacles, yes. You might have had a very difficult past, difficult childhood. This is about neglect and abandonment, being left out in the cold. You carry it. You carry it and people see it. And it's okay. It's okay. But releasing it is a challenge for you. Four of Swords. This comes after an emotional disappointment. By the way, we have the emotional disappointment here present. This is the Three of Swords, Four of Swords. After an experience like this, there's nothing that you can do except go into like a coma-like state and recover. This person is basically dead to the world in order to recover. It's like when a doctor will put a patient into a medically induced coma so that their body can heal. The injury has been so great that they need to be comatose in order to heal. Whatever you experienced was intense and had an impact on you, and you carry it, and people see it, and you feel it, and it's difficult to let go. Knight of Swords in reverse, High Priestess in reverse. The High Priestess here in reverse is very interesting. I like to read, or I'm compelled to read, the High Priestess in reverse here in connection with your feminine side. When the High Priestess is in reverse, this is a beautiful blend of the incarnate, the sensorial, the physical 3D world, with that more detached, intuitive knowing. Remember I said that some of you might be in like a High Priestess energy? I stand by that. But I feel like your High Priestess energy is less cold and removed and rational, and more connected to community and more physical. You have this intuitive power, intuitive knowing that you bring into community, that you bring into the world. And it feels, there's so many cards here of like luxuries, physical, sensorial, tangible abundance. I'm going to bring up the Devil as well, right? And I feel like this is how your intuitive knowing is sort of channeled through that and through your community. It's here. This moon, the Moon card, the High Priestess card, this intuitive knowing belongs to you. We have the Shaman of Swords here as well, like verbalizing that elevated perspective. It is your source of power. And it's like the truest expression of who you are. Like this is how you step into yourself, how you embody like the core characteristics of who you are. Knight of Swords in reverse. There may be, like, again, a restraint. There is a restraint. The last thing that you want to do is rush in impulsively without deep thought and intention. This is the Suit of Swords. It's about communication. Here, look, we have the Shaman of Swords and the Knight of Swords. Both cards, because the suit is about communication. Both cards are about communicating, verbalizing, articulation. It's also about thought, perception. There is a restraint here. However you wish to or desire to communicate, it is with great intention that you do so. There is no impulsivity around the way that you communicate and the way that you express yourself. There's you understand this in a very deep way. I feel like your intention around communication is very solidified, strong, clear, concise, and effective. Okay. Ooh-wee, my dear Taurus. Let's pull a card of guidance for you. I'm going to work with the medicine cards. Card of guidance for Taurus. There's something here, your shadow, the shadow side is this burden from the past. You may have experienced, like a traumatic childhood of some sort that you still carry with you. We have antelope in reverse and bear in reverse. Wow. Okay. Antelope, I feel, is about stamina, and bear is about introspection. They're both in reverse, so let's read about them. Let's read about antelope first. Oh, no, sorry. Antelope is about action. Contrary antelope is a signal that you're not listening and not acting on the will of Great Spirit. You may be taking more than your share. Antelope medicine, in the contrary, makes you crazy and quarrelsome. You will certainly be indecisive and not know what direction to turn. You might be lying to yourself and others. Stop lying, even if you think it will get you off the hook. Contrary antelope will trip you at every turn. Quit being so conventional, that's us, and following others all the time. I don't feel like Taurians really follow others, though. I feel like we're the bulls, right? We set the pace. It's a slow pace, for sure, but we're not gonna, we're pretty stubborn and obstinate in some cases. Take your own authority. That's what we do. Let Antelope's heart beat strong in you, and you will know the way. But as always, the message is do it. The fear of the unknown subsides once action begins. Contrary Antelope may also be telling you that a decision to start is now necessary. Now, there is a restriction around a new beginning on your masculine side. So this might be speaking to what is personally happening for you in the current moment as well. Because contrary antelope is telling you that a decision to start is now necessary. The main element in procrastination is lack of conviction. To honor your chosen destiny is to honor your commitment to doing what you proclaim you are doing. Walking your talk is the essence of antelope people. Talking your walk is contrary antelope personified. So it's time to do it. It's time to take action. Make a decision to start. To write contrary antelope, there are 3 steps that are necessary. Number 1, have the desire to do something. Number 2, make the firm decision to begin that action. And number 3 is do it. Yeah, there's a strong message here for you to make a decision to start something and do it, because all of this wands energy coming across the board and the devil, right? All this fire energy is coming through for you in this reading. All right, let's read about bear in reverse. Okay, well, this is, these are contradictory energies, bear and antelope. Antelope's telling you to do it, to get out there, to get fiery, to start something new. And bear is like introspection. It's like going into the cave and hibernating. But let's read about it in reverse, because I'm not super clear on that meaning. If you've drawn bear in reverse, your internal dialogue may have confused your perception of your true goals. In seeking answers or advice from others, you may have placed your own feelings and knowing aside. The time has come to regain your authority. Both cards speak about authority, don't they? Personal authority. For no one knows better than yourself what is proper and timely for your evolution. Reclaim the power of knowing. Find joy in the silence and richness of the mother's womb. Allow the thoughts of confusion to be laid to rest as clarity emerges from the west, nurturing your dreams as the earth mother nourishes us all. Bear in the contrary position is teaching you that only through being your own advisor can you attain your true goals. Anything less than the doing of that which gives you the most joy is denial. Whoa. Anything less, this is a powerful statement. Anything less than the doing of that which gives you the most joy is denial. To achieve happiness, you must know yourself. To know yourself is to know your body, your mind, and your spirit. Use your strengths to overcome your weaknesses and know that both are necessary in your evolution. Whoa, strong message from both antelope and bear about your authority, like relying on your own personal authority to accomplish something, to just do it, to make a decision to start something. This is a strong message of guidance for you here, Taurus. It's beautiful. I really hope it resonated for you, and I hope it serves you in some beneficial way. If it does, hit the like button so that other people can see the reading. And I'm wishing you the best in June. Remember, if you'd like to be entered into the drawing, leave a comment below. Let me know how it resonates, and I'll enter your name in the hat. Take good care.